All right, guys, I am live here. Trying to go live every week, trying to put together just some information out to the general public. So whether you tune in live or you watch it live or watch it Memorex, I guess, after I'm live, either way, it will hopefully give you some information. Hey, folks, welcome back to another edition of Inside Arm Wrestling, the home for all news of arm wrestling, fitness, strength sports, and fitness competitions. Holiday week, folks, leading up to the Christmas week of the 25th. We will be taking off for a week, maybe two, as we hit Christmas and New Year's. Always tough to do content during that time, making sure everybody is available in order to do it and edit it. It's just probably easier over the holiday times that we keep it very, very simple. And that way everybody's enjoying their holidays with their family and friends. So this will be one of two of the holiday week editions, folks. Let's get into it. This past week, Greg Sharp, World Series of Arm Wrestling CEO, came on to YouTube Live and basically outlined what is going on with the release of Season 1 Lock and Loaded. In that YouTube video, the content was really pretty much cut and dry, as one of and only of Greg Sharp being me. I did explain that we were looking at a licensing agreement with Crackle. Held off as long as I could, folks. It was a really good position to be in. I can tell you that when we're having that kind of interest, we're definitely doing things in the right manner. But unfortunately, the timeline versus getting the product out just really didn't coincide. Couldn't wait any longer on it. We reestablished ourselves into the Tubi and the Amazon portals. I had put them temporarily on hold, as the Crackle licensing agreement would have been exclusive. Therefore, I am reestablishing that. We are late in the holiday season. We have to get through those platforms putting out their industry standard Christmas and holiday content. So bear with us on that. As I stated on the YouTube Live, we will be up and running shortly on all of our platforms. However, just as a note, World Series of Arm Wrestling Season 2 is in editing. And Season 3, we have announced all 6 dates and locations as we travel from Riverside on June 29th to Dallas at our new location at the Fort Worth Co-Wetzel Riot Room. Great location, guys. Big location. Definitely an upgrade in terms of overall sound and lighting opportunity to shoot it. Same great owners who supported us the last several years. So no big surprise. We've got a little bit better location for filming, upscale area of Fort Worth. So very, very happy. We head out to Miami on July 27th. Then we head up to New York, come back across New York to the Missouri area August 10th, and then finish up in Utah on August 17th. All of those flyers and announcements will start to become more visible come the new year. But when you get a chance, definitely tune in to the release of Lock and Loaded Season 1. And as you've probably seen, we are releasing amateurs from Season 1. If you are an amateur who competed, make sure you stay in, kind of glued to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and hit that notify so we can tell you when you're out there and you're able to be seen. But folks, super happy. World Series of Arm Wrestling going into Series 3, Season 3, and nothing but great excitement in the next 12 months with us there. I want to take a little bit of a half step aside and still talk about other promotions and events that's coming on. One event and promotion that I think is really, really cool. The Knuckles Up guys, I think they call them TH5 Arm Wrestling, Knuckles Up 2. Definitely a good bunch of guys out of the Jersey area, if I'm correct. I don't know very much about the guys. Obviously, anybody that's spending their money to help support the sport is certainly an A+ on my end. They recently released their card, folks. And I will say this. I think their card on January 6th is quite an interesting one. It has a lot of domestic U.S. talent that's pulling. It's got some social media matches in it. It's got a little bit of international matches in it. So they got a really good mix. It looks like in viewing their flyer that they've got 7 matches. The first match, Camille Jablonski versus Cody Merritt. That is the main event. 2 big men going at it. And to be quite honest with you, I think it's a compelling match. I don't know that there's going to be a lot of hype behind that match, simply because Cody Merritt is such a cool and humble guy. He never, ever does any trash talking from what I've seen. And I don't know very much about Camille and his personality, but I would say that match in its merits is going to be on the table. 2 strong, big gentlemen pulling, and certainly an exciting main event. As we get into the main card, folks, I think the match that I've called now for about a month when we put it out there on Inside Arm Wrestling, when we caught Brandon Allen going back and forth with RVJ, Rob Vigent Jr., that really might be the most interesting matchup of the event. Rob Vigent, certainly a world-class puller and no stranger to big events, looking to maybe reestablish his U.S. presence against a big Brandon Allen, and I mean big. The man on the social media wavelengths has touted to be at 300 pounds again. He looks strong. He looks healthy. He certainly is doing a lot of videos. We've talked about the strength videos. We've talked about Rob Vigent Jr.'s answer to those strength videos. So there is a little bit of smack talking out there. I think it's a compelling match. I really like Brandon Allen as a person, as an athlete. I do think, though, that he's bit off a bit more than he could chew with Rob Vigent Jr. Even though he's going to have a weight advantage, the strength and table time acumen that Rob has under his belt, very, very, very tough to overcome. You're talking about a world-class arm wrestler, a world champion, Rob Vigent Jr., someone who has a lot of pedigree on the table. I kudos to Brandon. He's a terrific guy, and he's super strong. I just don't know if he's got enough to get past the power of Rob Vigent Jr. And folks, don't be surprised if Rob Vigent gives up that first round. He's pretty well known for giving up that first round and getting upset, getting mad, getting pumped, getting the Hulkamania out of him, and then just coming out to the table as a different beast. So, very, very compelling match. Definitely going to love to watch it. But I think I've got Rob Vigent Jr. on that one. And guys, don't forget, in all of these videos, make sure you put your comments. I could be wrong. I really don't know. I really don't know all the answers. I never said I have known all the answers, but I'd like to give my predictions. I think that they're of value in terms of talking and commentating. So on the first match, just stepping back real quick, I think I've got Cody Merritt. Definitely after watching him in the finals of World Series of Arm Wrestling, Cody Merritt is certainly on a different level. Emil, not knowing his real history and pedigree all that much, I think he's got his hands full. So on the top end, I've got Cody Merritt. In that second match of the night, I've got Rob Vigent Jr. Moving over to a really weird match, to be honest with you. Asian Korean sensation, Baek Sung-yul. He's going to take on Ryan Bowen. Ryan has a lot of controversy in his life in arm wrestling. But what I will say about Ryan is he's extremely intelligent arm wrestler. He's very good at making adjustments on the table. hard to tell. I mean, this is kind of a weird matchup in my opinion. I don't know that either of these two men match up stylistically to an advantage against each other. Certainly, Beck has had quite a bit of international pulling. And you could say the same with Ryan being in Australia. But Beck Sung Yul has competed across multiple nations in Asia. Maybe a bit deeper pool of arm wrestling on a tournament end. But Ryan is no stranger to super matches. I'll be honest with you. I'll probably flip the coin on this one. I might even go at Ryan Bowen. Just that table intelligence to me is priceless. So we're going to go with Ryan, and we'll see how that one goes. The next match, I think, is a really interesting match, folks. Adam Warinsky versus Andrei Sharkovich. I've watched Adam pull. I've watched Andrei pull. Andrei, big, explosive, muscular arm wrestler. Adam, a very patient, very grueling arm wrestler. Stylistically, again, this is an interesting match. I mean, certainly I could see Andrei with the hit off the start. I could see Adam playing a very defensive role, catching that hit, really taking his time and working his hand and his arm back across the table. I see Adam probably with more endurance than Andrei. I've watched Andrei pull a couple of super matches. Super strong guy, but I think he fades a little bit as time goes on. Adam seems timeless when he pulls. He's just a guy that just has a lot of endurance. So I'm going to move and give the nod to Adam in this one. I think the first match or two is going to be a long, drawn matchup. And I think in the end, endurance is going to play out. Moving on to Jason Merlot. I think his nickname is Fine as Wine. I like Jason Merlot. I don't know Jason Merlot, but I kind of like the way he presents himself in arm wrestling. He is going against Tom Holland. But I'll be honest with you, folks. I don't know enough about either of these pullers. So I'm going to say flip a coin. If you do know Jason or Tom or who might be an advantage in this one, leave a comment on the video. I'd love to know everyone's thoughts on that one. Here's an interesting match, and really a match that are two arm wrestlers that dipped out of the scene for a while. Steve Walker, definitely a national competitor, a world competitor for decades, is on his return, if you will. He returned season 1 in Locked and Loaded, did very well out in Virginia against Jeremy Tank Petruncio. Jeremy, who's a California and a UAL favorite. Certainly a big man, certainly at one point a top 10 super heavyweight in the U.S. I think these two guys really present an interesting arm wrestling match. Steve has got a lot of power. He's going to hit off the go. Same with Tank. Again, folks, I don't know that either of these two guys match up well against each other. They're just big men. I think that when you get two very large individuals, it's really tough to stylistically make a comparison. I think both of them have a lot of table time and will make adjustments as the super match goes on. But I'm certainly interested to see this one. It's a cool matchup, and it's certainly great to see Steve and Tank continuing on and coming back in the sport. And then in our last matchup, folks, we've got Elizabeth Mosick versus Marlene Barreau. I don't know, folks. Again, these are real interesting matchups. I don't know that they are identifiably a rankings match. I know a lot of people do super matches for rankings. I know a lot of people do super matches for style. Elizabeth, just coming back recently from East versus West, is certainly looking for some redemption there. Don't know much about Marlene. She could be an amazing puller. Again, folks, I just think that this matchup is a bit of an unknown, but I'm going to pull for Elizabeth. I've met Elizabeth a few times. She's a super nice young lady, definitely a classy arm wrestler. I'm sure I could say the same when I meet Marlene, but I'll go with the arm wrestler that I know over the arm wrestler that I don't, and I'm definitely excited. They do have this on a YouTube live stream. It's a pay-per-view event. Don't know where that home is, but we'll try to do some follow-up and put some information on our stories as that comes up. It's brought to you by Sandell Productions, Cast Iron Pot, Korean Barbecue Buffet, The Double Tree, and Italia Arm Wrestling Promotions are the 4 sponsors on the bottom. So, folks, if you get a chance, definitely head over to the Knuckles Up Guys page. Give them a like, give them a follow. My predictions, once again, I'm going to go with Cody Merritt. I'm going to go with RVJ. I apologize, Brandon. I love you. You're a great person. I just think Rob's got a little bit too much on the table in terms of maturity and time. I'm going to go with Ryan Bowen. Table IQ over a tournament puller. I'm going to go with endurance against strength, Adam Warinsky over Andrei Sharkovich. I'm going to flip a coin. You know what? If I had a coin, I'll flip a coin. I've got a coin right here, folks. I'm going to go heads with Jason Merlot, tails with Tom Holland, and the coin says heads. I'm going to go with Jason Merlot. Steve Walker, Tank Patricio. I just don't think there's a loss in either of these two gentlemen. I'm going to go with the Tank, only because I know Tank personally, but I think it's going to be a great matchup. And I'm going to go with, once again, my familiar arm wrestler in Elizabeth Mosick. No disrespect to Marlene. I hope she comes out and has a great match, but I'm going to go with the arm wrestler I know instead of the one that I don't. And that's my predictions for the January 6th Knuckles Up 2. Definitely, folks, watch these guys. I mean, anytime somebody's putting their money out for the sport and taking a risk, my hat's off to them. It's a nerve-wracking proposition, one that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to put together. So when you have the opportunity to support them, definitely give them a like. I think that's extremely important. And that brings us to another episode conclusion of Inside Arm Wrestling. And remember, folks, this has been Greg Sharp reminding you to train hard, pull smart, lift safe, and have a happy holiday. We will see you Friday and then after the new year. Folks, if you like these stories and you want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to our page. Also hit the notification bell underneath the video so that way you're notified every time a new video comes out. And if you're on social media, specifically Instagram, go to the World Series of Arm Wrestling Instagram page. Please follow it. We'll try to follow you back, but it'll keep you up to date with all of the news and events in the world of arm wrestling.